and welcome back to Broken Hearts Heal, where two best friends come together to talk about it all. Friendships, relationships, life, self-care, and so much more. Any and everything is on the table. Welcome, BHH. This is a safe place. I am one half of BHH KP with the other half,
Ashante.
And welcome to episode 4.
Welcome. We're glad to have you.
This episode is entitled,
Is it me you're looking for?
Is it me you're looking for?
I sung it first, guys. Wow.
I'm probably going to sing it 4 more times in the episode, though. Is it me you're looking for? This episode is about inner self-examination. How well do I actually know me? Because we think we know ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we think we know ourselves better than an average person knows us, or anybody who just met us, or anybody in life. We think we know ourselves.
Yeah.
But do we actually know who we really are deep down inside?
Like the deep darkies.
Deep darkies.
Like, do we know our deep darkies? Do you know your deep darkies?
Are you ready to face your deep darkies? Is the question. That's the question. So, this is my episode. Tate, feel free to talk as much as you want on this one.
I'm being quiet.
Don't be quiet. Do you know how to be quiet? Anyways, is it me you're looking for? Tate, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
We're about to get deep real quick, like very early in the episode.
The thing is I know the question she's about to ask, and I try to mentally prepare myself for the answers, but I'm ready. Like,
she looked at these questions at least 20 minutes ago.
I definitely did.
So was that enough time for you to answer these?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, that's what's gonna be great about this, because technically it's on a whim, because you really haven't thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, she would have given these boys like 2 weeks ago. I would have had a rehearsed answer.
They weren't written 2 weeks ago. All right, starting off, is it me you're looking for?
Yes. Oh, that wasn't the question. I'm sorry.
Say to you, what does self-examination look like?
Self-examination is looking in a symbolic mirror at yourself, seeing the deepest parts of yourself. Not like the surface stuff, not like my favorite color is blue and I like to write, like I'm talking going deep, going through past stuff, past traumas, present stuff, like going deep within yourself, trying to understand who you are and why you are the way you are. That's it for me.
I think that was a good explanation. A very good explanation. So, my first question to you is, this is honestly...
I feel like this is red table talk.
Yeah.
Like a hot seat.
Honestly, this is just to get Tay to expose her DP darkies. Like, that's
I'm respectfully going to plead the fifth the whole episode.
That's literally what all these questions are for, just for y'all to get to know Tay. Because if you remember last episode, Omar said that Tay was an open book, right?
Last episode?
Last season.
I was like,
you was like, Omar was on the last episode? No, last season, Omar said that Tay was an open book. Mm-hmm. So let's see how open of a book you are.
I'm not, like...
Am I holding on to something I need to let go of? Tay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna say a two-part answer.
Okay.
I am holding on to people I need to let go of, and also a mindset I need to let go of. And I feel like the people part of it is a lot more easier than a mindset. Because I feel like this mindset has been drilled in me from since I was a kid, right? And it's so hard to rework your brain,
right? To
like let it go. Like people, this gonna sound bad, but people do come and go in your life. Some people are here to stay for a lifetime, some for a season. So it's kind of easier to do that, but like a mindset, it could be drilled in you from you as like a baby, a kid, a teenager, and we all adults now. So it's like that's a little bit hard to rework.
That's a good point. I think they're both equally as hard for me personally. Mm-hmm. Letting go of people versus letting go of mindsets. Because like you said, some are entrenched in you and others are attached to you. So it's like, I don't know. I can't explain it. It's like I have it in my head, but for me, it's equally as hard, depending on the person.
Depending on the person.
And
the
attachment.
For sure.
Yeah, and the attachment.
Yeah. Because like I said, some people, like you said, some people are a lot closer to you than others, and like if you have to let go of someone that's close to you, like Capri said in last episode, a soul friend.
I didn't call him that. You did.
Oh, well, the one I said last episode, a soul friend. It's gonna be harder. But like if it's somebody that you recently met, like 6 months ago over Snapchat, like that's light work.
That sounded very personal. But okay. So am I holding to something I need to let go of? Like that's an answer for us, but it's also an answer for our BHH listeners to think about. There's always something that we're holding on to that we need to let go of. Like Tay said, whether it's a mindset, a person, a habit, maybe it's a career, maybe it's a lifestyle, maybe it's the voice in your head that's telling you that you can't, whatever it is. If it's not benefiting you, then you gotta let go. I feel like this is let go season.
That's a good
I feel like this is let go season. Like, you know how people have like their healing era and they're like...
their villain era.
You know, I feel like this is let go season for BHH and its listeners.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna say this for people... No, I'm gonna just say this.
She's like, I don't want to put a label.
I don't want to put a label on who I'm speaking to. Just in general, like, let go.
Right.
I think about that picture that I saw. I don't know if you guys saw this picture before, but it's somebody holding on to a rope. Like, holding on tight to a rope. And, like, they have blisters. Their arm, like, their hand is bleeding. But they let go, it starts to heal. We sometimes gotta let go. And that junk gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt when we holding on, but it's gonna hurt when you let go emotionally. But when you finally do... you're gonna be lighter.
That's something though. Like, you know, we always think about letting go being hard. Holding on can be just as hard.
Yeah.
Because you can hurt yourself even more by holding on than letting go. Because you mentioned this last episode. It was in the last episode or episode 2. You said sometimes it might be detrimental to your mental health, but that hurting for a year plus versus that 3 months is going to be so worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you rather heal in 3 months than keep holding on to what is literally crushing you.
Yeah.
So this is let go season. BHH for Tay and I and our listeners.
For you guys.
It is let go season. Let it go. Person, place, or thing.
Let it go.
No, please don't start singing. So if you're gonna let go, if not now, then when? Is the next topic.
Wow.
I'm not saying that you can put a time on your healing era. I can't say you can put a time on letting something go. Because like Tay said, it is so much easier said than done. Like, I'm going to let this go because it's not benefiting me. But when you attach to something, and this is in general. I think sometimes when we talk, people think we're always talking about relationships. But
this is in general.
This is like very generalized.
Yeah.
Although it hurts, if not now, when? You're just going to keep putting yourself through the same cycle? Keep allowing yourself to hurt over the same things?
And I would tell you something. I'm not saying it's a personal experience.
Mm-hmm.
But when I tell you, when you hear the hurt in somebody's voice over... When you hear the hurt in somebody's voice because they continue to allow themselves to hold on to something, it hurts both parties. It don't just hurt them. It hurts on both ways because especially
speak your truth, sis.
Especially if it's a friendship, you know. Like, let me just put me and the Capri for example, because y'all know we best friends. Let's just say me and Capri had like, if I was like, you know, Capri, I just don't think we could be friends no more. But I still want us to live together, but we can't be friends. That would be hard, right?
That would be almost impossible.
It would be. Like, I would still want to come to her for things. Oh, I can't use that example. Never mind. I was going to give you another one, but...
Wow, I feel like that's still a good point, though.
No, it was I was going a different route. But
okay,
either
go your route. Take a left.
Take a detour.
You
Let's
know?
just say... I couldn't speak to Capri for some reason.
Okay.
Like, I could not speak to her. Whatever the case may be, right? but we still live in the same house. It'd be hard. I see her every day. We got the same address. We share the same kitchen, same bathroom. You share a connection with this person. It's gonna be hard to let go, to not speak to them every day.
Well, so what do you do? Do you move out? Or do you continue to let yourself be around what you can't have?
Move out. Sometimes you gotta move out emotionally. Move out mentally, emotionally. Get out. Exit stage left.
Don't spin the block.
Don't spin the block.
Don't come back.
Sometimes you gotta move out. And is it gonna hurt packing up my things? Yes.
Are you gonna cry while packing?
Yes.
Am I gonna cry while watching you pack?
Probably. But like I said, that 3 months is better than that 1-2 years. Hold on to something that's not there.
Sheesh. You know, that's why I love BHH. Because it's a safe place, like we always mention in the intro. But I feel like our listeners, especially the age group that listens to us, can relate.
Oh, yeah.
On such a personal level. It's like saying something without saying something, but like Tay said last episode, for those who need to know, they gonna get it. Like, they gonna know. Yeah. Like, somebody else might listen to this and be like, what are y'all talking are they talking about? Like, they just running around in circles. But like, for somebody who knows, who needs to hear it, they're gonna understand it. You know, it all comes down, like Tay said, it all comes down to looking at yourself. And of course, not a literal mirror, but in a figurative, symbolic way, looking at yourself. I mean, sometimes you might have to go look in the actual mirror if you need to do some affirmations, you know, you need to talk to yourself. Maybe that's your thing. Hey, do it. But sometimes it really takes actually looking at yourself and being like, I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to hurt people because I know what it's like to be hurt. So how can I make sure that I'm not doing that to somebody else?
Yeah. And you know something too, because I have a very close friendship with the person sitting next to me. I often go to her too, because sometimes you see stuff, or your friends see stuff that you don't see.
It's true. So
having a good person to go to that's going to be honest and not tickle your ears is what you need.
Yeah.
Because I know for me, like, I know what I gotta do. I know what I have to do, but it takes somebody else to tell me, and be like, oh dang.
No, it's true.
Like, I probably should do that, you know? So if you have a confidant, whether if it's older, younger, hey, get their advice. Because sometimes they see stuff that we can't even see or don't want to see that we need to see.
That's someone who's gonna tell you what you want to hear, but tell you what you need to hear.
Yeah.
Because somebody can tell you what you want to hear all day long, but if it's not gonna benefit you, what's the point?
Nobody took your ear.
Faye has something she want to read to y'all. There's times when I read this and I literally have to close it and be like, wow.
Like, it's so funny because, like, if I read it, we read it different times, you know. I read it, I'm like, oh my God. You're like, what's wrong? I'm like, I just read this part of this book. And it just hit every time.
Where's a little crinkly?
I know.
It got wet?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't sniff it.
I'm not going to sniff it.
Okay.
Okay, anyways, this comes from chapter 7. Psychological biases that are making you resist your own growth. It says, growth is hard. Sometimes it's downright terrifying. It requires you to take an honest look at yourself, to abandon what we've known, and to suspend ourselves in uncertainty without knowing when we'll ever find the next step.
That's that part.
That part. What this means is that we will remain what we have always been unless we consciously choose to become something else. Sure, everyone evolves and adapts over time, but if you aren't intentional about it, you'll end up the product of who and what is around you as opposed to the authentic expression of who you really are. Growth is a required assignment. The only question is when we do it and how long it takes for us to realize that we often have to defy some of our instincts in order to create a better reality for ourselves. Wow.
Growth is a required assignment. When I read that, I had to take a second. I was like, it's a requirement, because if I stayed at the same mindset as I was 18, 17, I would not.
Yeah.
It would not be good. Growth is a requirement, especially for growing adults. You gotta take an honest look at yourself.
I like how it said it. It's downright terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Terrifying. Because sometimes that means letting things be in the past. Like, I remember I saw this TikTok, and I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Inside Out, when she has the imaginary friend, right? Bing Bong.
Not Bing Bong.
And
I love Bing
like
Bong.
the caption is like, you know, in the movie she's like, Bing Bong, we made it, Bing Bong. And then she's like, Bing Bong? And he's like, what's her name?
I don't remember her name.
Tell such and such I love her. Take her to the moon for me. But the caption is me basically leaving behind everything that hurt me. And it's like, you don't bring that stuff with you. You leave it where it's at. And sometimes it's like, man, you look over the fence and you're like, I can't take that with me. Mm-hmm. Like my uncle always says it.
You're gonna say it?
Oh!
I was like, I was 2 seconds. I was 2 seconds about to say it.
My uncle says it best. Do you want to say it?
No, you say it.
Okay.
She said better than me.
My uncle told me when I was going through a situation where I kept living in the past and letting things in the past come back up and literally haunt me, basically. My uncle said it's just like when you take out the trash. You take the trash out, you sit it out there, the trash man comes, he picks it up, and he starts to drive off down the street. You don't find yourself leaving your house, chasing down the garbage man, talking about some, wait, I need that back! I need that trash back. No, you don't want that back because it's old, it's stanky, and it's rotten. And there's no place for it in your life. Where you gonna put the trash? You don't let it sit in your house, your beautiful home that you've continued to clean, and that's your space.
That you nurtured, that you've grown with and grown from. Like, you don't want to put that negativity, that stank. That stank.
No, you don't go and chase all that. You don't go chase the trash man back for your trash. No, you let it be what it is. Trash. Mm-hmm. Period. There's no way to grow with trash. Like they say, you cannot grow in the same environment that crushed you.
Speak your truth.
You can't.
Speak your truth.
You can't grow in the same environment that stunts your growth. You gotta let go and get out. You gotta move out.
Gotta go.
Because why? It's letting go season.
It's letting go season.
It's letting go season. Listen, let me ask you this. If this was your last day of life, let's say you knew it. We don't know, right? But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you knew that it was going to be your last day. Would you have the same plans for today that you had previously?
No. Absolutely not.
No.
Like, if I knew it was my last day, I know it's like a saying, like, oh, YOLO, you know, whatever. But, like, if it was my last day and I knew it was, I would live that day to the absolute fullest. I would do everything that I was too scared to do prior. Whether if it's telling somebody something, whether if it's doing something, whether if it's being somewhere, I'm going to take the chances that I knew I should have took prior.
Right. You'll see it in a whole different mindset.
Yeah.
So why don't we do that with knowing that we won't die? We know we don't. So my question is, if that's the case, you said that you would take all these chances, you would say what needed to be said, you would do what needed to be done. Why don't we have that same mindset?
Because I might run into those people tomorrow, and I would have to.
No, you can't think about it like that. Why do we not have that same mindset, knowing that we're gonna live?
It's hard.
If we had that same confidence,
it's hard
on our last day. Because like you said, you know you ain't gotta face it. You don't gotta face none of it. Because you know tomorrow your last day. But why don't we exude that same confidence knowing that we're gonna live?
I'm gonna take your advice. I'm gonna call them.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant at all.
That's what she meant.
I'm saying in general.
I'm joking.
Why don't we take the same chances? You know, why don't we, like I said, have that same confidence in ourselves?
Now that I want y'all to remember her saying that. Remember that she said that, right? Okay.
Why?
Keep that in mind.
Why?
I'm gonna say keep that in mind. Because she been, this one?
I ain't been doing nothing.
She gonna procrastinate on the decision.
Tay, some decisions you need to procrastinate on because some decisions are bigger than others.
I know. But remember
some decisions are bigger than others, and some decisions will affect your entire life.
I know that. For the better.
You don't know that. You don't know that. Nobody knows.
It's provocative.
It's provocative. It gets the
people going. We can never. I love this.
So, in thinking about self-examination and taking a look at yourself, I want to ask you a very deep question. I don't know how much deeper I can get from here on out, but I want to ask you, why do you matter? Why you? Why is it important to put you first? Why do you matter, Shantae? Darkies.
I don't want to answer. I don't want to answer. Can I plead the fifth?
No.
I'm gonna be honest. For the longest time, I didn't think I mattered. For the longest time. And somebody said something to me within my family, and it was like, you know what? It was like, you are the glue to our family. And when I heard it, I was like, me? Like, that was like, I was shook. I know I matter because what I bring to the table, not just to myself, to my family, my friends. I think that I bring a lot of joy, and I bring a lot of joy to myself. Y'all should see me. I crack myself up. I crack myself up.
One of the funniest people I know.
I make myself laugh. I make me want to love myself more. Like, and that's something that I had to fight through, because for the longest time I didn't. But like, once I realized that I do matter, I do make a difference, whether if it's a small difference, a big difference, I'm making a difference. I do matter to myself, to the people that I love. So that's why I matter.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that honesty. You do.
Thank you.
One of the funniest people I know.
So funny. Like, you'll be like, oh my God. We literally be in our house cracking up.
Crying.
At the most dumbest thing.
Respectfully being here laughing about nothing. But that's awesome, you know? And I think that doesn't come overnight.
Oh, no.
Realizing that you matter in the role that you play in your own life and the life of others. And sometimes it takes somebody to tell you. Mm-hmm. I think you hold us all together. Like you said, like, I think of the glue is family, or just for somebody to confirm what we already know or what we need to know. You know, it's to confirm that. And BHH, every single one of you listening, whether you've been listening for all 4 seasons, whether you just hopped on this episode, you matter. You matter enough to know. Oh my God. It's still recording. You matter enough to know your worth, to never let anyone diminish that for you, and to look at yourself in a way where you say, I deserve every single thing and nothing less than that. And I'm going to look at myself and I'm like, you know what? Let me rearrange things and people in my life. You know why? Because it's letting go season.
It's letting go season. And by the end of this episode, it won't be a question mark. It's me you're looking for.
Period. It isn't me you're looking for. It is. It's me.
It's me.
Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
I know she was going with that, but exactly. It's going to be you. Because once you self-examine yourself, you going to know what you bring to the table.
Right.
You going to know that you do matter. And that's all you need. Like, you going to know it is you. That goes for guys and girls. It's you. And that confidence is going to exude in everything that you do.
Everything you do. Like, we literally got told, you're confident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Like I said, that did not happen overnight. That did not happen overnight.
Oh, no.
And you know what I was saying too, like, even if you're not confident in yourself, play the role like
you better fake it till you make it.
Fake it till fake it till you make it. Because you can make confidence look real.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you fake it, before you know it, you gonna be confident in yourself. And you're like, you know what? I'm her. I'm him.
You him, you her. Don't.
Like, this is your daily reminder that I'm her.
Okay? But I am
him. Okay? Period. Last question I want to ask, just to end us off. Is it more important to love or to be loved? Let me just on that for a second.
I feel like we need Jeopardy music. Is it more important to be loved or to love? I'm gonna say a hot take. Maybe it's not a hot take.
Okay.
I think it's more important to love.
I agree.
I personally think it's more important to love. Yes, both are important, for sure. But I think it's more important to love because you never know what the extra love you give to someone can do to them. Mm-hmm. Because somebody might not say they need a lot of love, but once you give that to them, that's going to put them on top of the world. Mm-hmm. They're going to feel love that they never felt before. And that just... it's healing. That's the kind of love that's healing to somebody, and we don't even know it. So I say it's more important to be loved.
And sometimes loving others helps you feel loved. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just like giving. There's more happiness in giving than there is in receiving. There's more happiness in loving others than being loved. Yeah. I 100% think it's more important to love than to be loved. 100%. I think it's just kind of people. I think it's kind of how we wired too, though.
Yeah.
Because we talked about this with some friends this past weekend about, like, do we think it was more important to support or to be supported? 100% to support.
100%.
I'd rather support somebody than receive it myself. I feel like that's love. We're not gonna get that deep in y'all, because
we got an episode for that one.
I'm getting my feelings.
We got an episode for that one
here for free.
Not for the low.
Not for the low. Guys, is it me you're looking for? Yes.
Absolutely.
It's you. But make sure before somebody else look for you, you've looked for yourself. It's better to be looked for when you're already found. Okay. Period. All right, guys, we're gonna end the episode there. Next week's episode is Ashante's, actually, and I think this is gonna be one of my favorite episodes because we have our first guest.
Not the face because it's our first guest. It's the fact that, anyways,
whatever. She was going with that. This will be our first guest. Mm-hmm. This episode is entitled "Reassurance: A Love Language," because I know me and Tate, and we be needing reassurance.
We be getting
I need you to reassure me that you still love me.
Would you still would you still like me if I was a worm?
Like you still love me if I was a worm? No, I'm really excited for next week's episode. I'm
so excited.
I think it's gonna be a hot take.
It is. Right? Because the guest is a guy.
And as you can see, we are
gals. Yes. So it's gonna be a little bit of a little fire. I want to tell
guys like, now is me So be on the lookout for next week's episode next Thursday at 8 p.m. Remember that you can catch us always on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, as well as all others podcast platforms. I want to say period platforms. If you know, you know, from like season 1. Also, Spotify. Remember that Spotify, you can actually watch us as a visual. And you can even put it off to the back of your screen, open other apps, and still listen to us. We're also on YouTube now, at BHH Pod. Might be a little hard to find us because I even tried to search for us and it was a little hard. But you can try actually typing in the episode name, or going to our link tree in our bio, and you can get our YouTube, and you can go straight there. Subscribe, like, comment,
share.
We love you guys.
We love you. And remember, growth is a required assignment. So make sure you do that assignment. Take notes on yourself. Put them to work.
Because you understood the assignment. You understood the assignment. We love you guys. Bye!